welcome. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Be Clay. I appreciate you. I thank you for listening to me today. You could be listening to anyone else, but you're here, and I appreciate that. So, um, today is going to be a quick episode, just a quick one. And yes, I know how to do a quick one, so we're going to do a quick episode. But before we get into the episode, I just want to recap on some things. Number one, I will have to re-upload my old episodes soon. I am planning on beginning to upload these episode this no, we're not going to do it this weekend. We're going to start next weekend. I will be re-uploading one each week until it's all fully uploaded. And two, was anything? Oh, so I will be after this episode. We will be uploading every Wednesday. Okay, so every Wednesday I will upload each new episode. So with all that being said, here is my episode. Okay, so just before I really get into my episode, which um, this really do, I should say, it makes sense for my episode. So, just a recap for all the new people. Welcome for what is B Clay. What's B Clay? Bleak here at B Clay. You are basically with me and follow me on my journey as I learned how to just be clay. And where did that derive from? So when during during COVID, one time during my time of prayer in the morning, I was praying and really seeking God on some things, and there's some things that really need Him to do. Uh, that I needed a breakthrough. Okay, and I was crying out to Him, and as I was crying out to Him during my prayer, I began to sing, "Have Thine Own Way, O Lord." So, "Have Thine Own Way" is one of the, I guess, hymn prayer songs that I have been singing all my life because I grew up in church, and it's been one of my favorite songs to sing. And so, one of the lines in "Have Thine Own Way, Lord," is, "Thou art the potter, and I am the clay." And as I approached that line and began to sing that line, I couldn't even finish it because immediately God showed me as clay. But He showed me as clay on the potter's wheel, but I wasn't being still. I was moving around. I was just all over the place, making a whole mess because as he's trying to, and he showed me as clay and his hands trying to mold me, but as he's trying to mold me because I'm up here moving all around, I'm making a mess because all over the ceilings and everything else because I'm not being still and I'm not being clay. And so immediately I began to cry and bawl out and just, you know, first thank God, okay, for allowing me to see what I was. But then I began to bawl and cry because and told myself, Elisa, you just have to be clay. Understanding that although I have sung that song in itself many times, I have said that multiple times that I am clay and He is the potter. However, I have not really been doing the job of clay or actually be clay. And the role of clay is to just be molded. That's it. You're not supposed to do anything else. You're not supposed to tell the potter, like, hey, you know what, this is what I want to do, this I want to be. No, mm-mm. The role of you is to be molded into whatever the potter wants to mold you into. So I will probably do I will re-upload the first episode when I go into that, but I think I want to go into more into being clay in the future episodes. So it does tie into the episode of today that I'm doing today. So we are in December, right? Happy December. It went by so fast. And at first I wasn't going to do like a typical, Thanksgiving episode of like giving thanks. But recently, which is the Sunday before Thanksgiving, as we was approaching Thanksgiving, I was just in, in my, as I was getting ready for church, I was just in my prayer mode. And in my prayer, I started the prayer that morning, not this morning, but that morning, saying to the Lord, here I am coming to your throne with thanksgiving. And as I said that, I realized I don't do that often. I don't just come to him with complete thanksgiving and just thanking him, and not just thanking him for, you know, life, health, and strength, the clothes on my back, materialistic things. Not that I'm not thankful for those things or that's something wrong to be thankful for, but just being thankful just to know him, right? That he allows series of events for me to know him. In my previous episode that I told you that last year, this time last year, I really began to, I realized how much he honored our relationship from the beginning. The relationship that me and him had in the beginning of my life, the first few years of my life, and how just honoring that and the relationship that he knew that we was going to have at this moment, that he did not he was so patient with me, should I say, and the between time, because people have died for less. Okay, people have was did not get thousands of chances. I can't even count how many chances he gave him because it was too many. But definitely know it was way more than one. And some only receive one chance, and that is it. And the fact that he was so patient with me, he just long suffering is not even, like, you can't even define long suffering, that he has been with me. And just to know him is a privilege, just to know him. Now, for those that know, I've been in church all my life, and I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about a relationship. There's a difference, right? And really, I'm not here to really persuade anyone to believe in God and all those things. That is something that you can make your own, choice for that. But for me, I have done too much, been through too much, not to have a relationship with him. Okay? Not to have a relationship, because I also, as I was just thanking God for just the privilege just to know him, that he allows me to know him, to get to know him in every aspect, right? To know him as a mind regulator, as a healer, to know him as my joy, to know him as my peace, and the list really can go on, because he is really my everything. He is my constant. Just to know him is just amazing. Just to know him. See, everybody doesn't want to know him. Some people just want to know of him. Most people just don't want to know of God. They don't really want to know him. In order to know him, you actually have to spend time with him, right? There's people that know me, that if you ask them some questions, what's her favorite color, they can tell you. What type of food she like, they can tell you. But there's some people that say, I think that she likes this. But that's because they only know of me. They haven't spent time with me. They haven't had no conversations with me. So they don't know me. They know of me through somebody else, or they saw me. They might even know my name. A lot of times people just don't know my name. They will say, oh, they know of me. Oh, that's the girl that always smiling or always happy or whatever case may be. They know my characteristics, but they don't actually know my name, right? So, but when you know someone, you spend time with them, you communicate with them, right? And you begin to understand their likes and dislikes, and there's certain things that you would do and don't do because of the nature of your relationship once you know someone. And that's why I say that some people don't want to know God, they want to just know of him. And so there, but it's a big difference. And I just was thanking God that he wants to know me and he wants me to know him. Do you know how many people, and many times that there are people that want to know us, and we choose whether or not we want them to know us or not, right? There's multiple times where someone won't know me, and it depends on the nature of the relationship. They want to know me in certain aspects, and I choose not for them to want to know me in that aspect, right? We have a choice. We have a choice when it comes to our relationships with people, with family, friends, right? What type of relationship that we want. We cannot choose our mother and our father and our family members. However, we can choose what type of relationship we want with them. When we want a close relationship with them, or we just want a distant relationship. That's a choice. And so in this, I realized that I need to choose to thank God more often, to be really like just to be more grateful and not take advantage of the relationship that he chose to have with me, and to continue to choose him regardless of anything else. And so it just really, it was just a thought that came to me. It's just a thought that came, and I, again, it's just something I really think like, wow, God, I really thank you for wanting to have a relationship with me, because it's a privilege. It's a privilege to have a relationship with you. Everyone doesn't understand that, what the privilege is. You know, remember when we were kids? See, my kids don't even understand privileges to be exact. See, and we knew the word of privilege, because remember, if you didn't do a certain things, if you didn't do your chores, then your privileges were taken away. Right? So we had an understanding of what privileges were, because we understand that privileges are not something that I have to have. It's something that I would like to have, but I'm not obligated, and it's not mandatory for me to have. So it's a privilege for me to have a relationship with them. And so that, it's just something I wanted to share, um, about choosing to be thankful, and not, and just be thankful, period, because that's a choice. It's a choice to be thankful. It's a choice to, whether you allow things to stress you out. It's a choice whether you allow things to frustrate you. All that's a choice, because you can't always choose your circumstances necessarily when things happen. Unfortunate things may happen. However, we can choose how we respond to it. And I have decided, I have decided to just choose to be more thankful of every single thing that happens, no matter what. As we are in the last month of this year, okay, I'm actually excited. I am. I'm very excited for. I think I'm more excited I have ever been in my whole entire life. I don't know why, but I am. I'm excited for the things that have already taken place. Like me. Guess what, y'all? I finally finished a class. Yay! I finally finished a class, you guys. Oh my goodness. I finally finished one. I don't remember if I actually put that in my last episode, because I don't know if I did it by the time. I don't know, but I finally finished a class. Okay, so we are on the way to get this thing moving and popping, because we got to get this thing together. It's about time for him to get the return on his investment. But I finally finished a class, and we're moving. We're moving. There are some things that I am, put into play, because God has is finally it's finally time for him to get the return on his investment, all that he has put inside of me. Too much is given, much is required. And I have been burying my talents, my gifts, my skill, whatever you want to call it. It's been buried for too long, and it's time to get the shovel and, you know, unbury it and let it be utilized. So, I am done, you guys. See, I told you this was going to be a long episode, and you're probably like, yeah, whatever, because at least to do a short one, that's funny. But no, I just want to get up on hand and also make sure that I upload each week. And this episode was only to say let's choose to be thankful for everything. More than anything, just choose that he wants to have a relationship with me. There are many people who have died for less, who didn't get as many chances as I did. Uh, their grace had ran out, and I just thankful that my grace didn't ran out. And he allowed me to have a relationship. It's awesome. Like I said, I have been through too much. I have done too much to not be in a relationship with him. I don't care what other people say, how you feel. That's not my business. That's between you and him. But as far as for me, like I said, I've been through too much and I've done too much. And the way that I treat people, some people feel as though, Lisa, you're just so nice. You're so. I'm not nice. I'm not nice at all. I'm kind, yes, because that is one of the fruit of spirit. Look like my daddy, but I'm not very nice. And the fact that if God can love me, mm, then I can love anybody. Because to be honest, by my own standards, without God, we're not talking about the God standards. We're talking about outside. If by my own standards of what I may deem to be unlovable, that means I should really include myself because I'm unlovable as well. You're right. So I realized that. I have realized that. And if he can love me, then who am I to say that someone else cannot be loved? And that's just pretty much what it is. I'm not looking for anyone to understand that. I'm not looking for anyone to even acknowledge the fact that I'm loving them regardless whether they're unlovable. It doesn't matter. I'm not even really looking for people to acknowledge the fact that and say thank you. It doesn't matter. No matter what they do, no matter what it is, I love any and every single body because if he can love me, I can love anybody. Who am I to say someone is unlovable? Because I might as well put myself in that category too, because technically so am I. So, with all that being said, I am done. And until the next episode, I will be re-uploading all my old episodes beginning next Saturday, I will begin to re upload. And if you want to listen to these episodes now, you can listen to them on YouTube. The link for the YouTube should be in the description. I sound like I'm on YouTube now, but it should be in the description. No matter what you're listening to, whether you listen to an Apple, Spotify, uh, whatever platform that you're listening to, you should be able to see the link for the YouTube, and you can go back and listen to it from there. Up until then, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye. You are the potter, so I will be clay. Be